Breaking news, breaking news. The Code of Conduct Bureau receives petition against the Senate President, Akpabio, others over abuse of power, constitutional violations in Senator Natasha suspension. Guys, it's happening. The Forum of Aggrieved Constituents of the Kogi Central Senatorial District has petitioned the Code of Conduct Bureau over the alleged abuse of power and violation of the oath of office by 3 senators, including the Senate President Akpabio. In a petition addressed to the CCB chairman, the group accused Akpabio, the Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, and Senator Nida Imasue, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, of unlawfully suspending Senator Natasha in deference of a court order. The petition obtained on the 4th March 2025 by news reporters signaled that they wrote this petition against Godswill Akpabio. Now, according to the petitioners, Imasue's committee hastily conducted the hearing on 5th of March 2024 without the presence of Senator Natasha despite initially inviting her for 11th of March. Now, during the Senate's consideration of the report, Akpabio had presided over its adoption while Bamidele supported it despite being aware of the court's restraining order. Now, they demand that the CBC investigate and take appropriate action against the 3 senators, citing breach of the Nigerian Constitution. Guys, it's happening. This Natasha's case has really been an eye-opener to many people, seriously, to know the rots in our society, not to talk of the Senate. Oh my God. I think our past heroes, they would be rolling in their graves by now. Our past heroes, people that fought for democracy, people that fought for the things we're enjoying today, they will be turning in their graves because this is not what they fought for. Many people that died, the Nigeria struggle and all of that, I'm sure that they will be turning in their graves because of what's happening. And you know the most funniest part, the most amusing part, this case, some people think it's a child play. Many people take it lightly. They don't take this case seriously because it has not happened to any of them, or probably someone close to them, or their daughters, or niece, or wives, because this has not happened to any of them. So, my country people, do you know that amid all this controversy, some protesters were seen today protesting again? They were carrying placards, and some of them could not even read what was written in those placards. Imagine how politicians, they have weaponized poverty to an extent that they walk up to anybody they know is an illiterate and they hand them placards and tell them to walk the street and protest, and at the end of the day, they probably give them peanuts. At the end of the day, peanuts that will not amount to anything. Peanuts that will be spent within an hour. And the most funniest part is that most women, instead of supporting Senator Natasha and probably calling for an investigation, some women are also lashing Senator Natasha Akpoti. Many people are saying, oh, Natasha shouldn't have done this. She shouldn't have done that. Yes, obviously, Akpabio has an upper hand in this case. Yes, he has an upper hand in this case because he's like the third in command in this country. After the president, the vice president, the Senate president. So Akpabio is feeling like the third in command in this country. And he feels untouchable, that nobody can touch him. Even the northern youth, they are calling out for Senator Akpabio. They are giving him ultimatum. They said, see, you have to do the right thing. Most of them have given Akpabio ultimatum to return Natasha back, else everywhere goes scatter.
To our Senate President, Senator Akpabio, we are giving him ultimatum of 2 days, that is 48 hours, to reverse the suspension of Senator Natasha and stop the harassment from northern senators. Or else, we'll occupy the streets. It's our duty. The last protest, you will see what we did. It's in our vein for us to occupy the street. We'll occupy the whole street of northern Nigeria. We'll also occupy the National Assembly. We'll occupy the Senate. And demand for the resignation of Senator Akpabio. Furthermore, we will block Lokoja Lagos roads in a way that there will be no supply of food from the north to the south, and there will be no supply of other goods from south to the north. Please, our great president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are calling his attention for him to interfere and for him to stop people like Akpabio from all this busybody by spoiling his administration. And said enough is enough. If you could remember, I think before the Senator Natasha and Akpabio Sega, it was Abdul Ningi versus Akpabio. Then later on, Senator Ali Ndumi versus Akpabio. Now it is Senator Natasha versus Akpabio. The question I want to ask here, why is it that it's always a northern senators? People who has voted in that position. Then in addition to what my friend said here, that why is it that we, the northern youth, said Akpabio is anti-north? My friend, please, you should make your research and give us a single development from the northern Nigerian ever since Akpabio resumed as Senate President. The northern Nigerian has no single support from Akpabio. And we are calling for Mr. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a father from the north, because he's our father from the north. We, the northern Nigerian, voted him. And we support him, and we will keep on supporting him as our president. It's our constitutional right to defend our president. So we are calling the attention of Mr. President for him to please call the attention of Senator Akpabio, the Senate President. Let me tell you what you don't know. Akpabio stopped the project of NLNG gas pipeline project that will link from Kogi State to Kaduna to Kanu, in fact, to other African countries, Morocco.
That ordinarily she needs to be informed if the seat is changed, not at the floor where she's making her positions. It is from that incident that led to the case of suspension today. But before then, this honorable senator has said, distinguished colleagues, she has a petition. If there was a case of suspension that has to do with misconduct, that ordinarily should have to be treated before even submitting a petition. She submitted a petition, and there was a case of she cannot sign the petition. It is in the case of this front and back that a chagrin kind of suspension came. And we are all aware in this country that this is not the first case of sexual harassment made by the Senate President. The Senate President ordinarily should not be in the seat of Senate President. Why? We are all aware that this Senate President has questionable character before even the AFCC. We are all surprised to see him as Senate President. And this is not the first time we are having a case of sexual harassment. So if we are peddling the case of sexual harassment with gross misconduct of Senator Natasha, I think we also need to understand that something led to something before the case of suspension.